Every morning, millions of people perform the same experiment without realizing it.
You turn a handle,
and expect water.
And almost every time, it works.
That expectation is one of the quiet foundations of modern life. But the faucet is only the final link.
Behind it is an entire system.
Water has to be collected.
Stored.
Treated.
Moved. Monitored.
Maintained.
And constantly managed. Most of it is invisible.
Until something interrupts it.
Then a simple object becomes a warning.
The glass stays empty. And the question changes.
Not, where is my water?
But which part of the system stopped working?
That distinction matters.
Because urban water is a chain. And every chain has dependencies.
One of the biggest is power.
Water utilities need energy to operate equipment and move water. Pumps do not move water because the city needs it. They move it because machinery moves it. And machinery needs power. The connection is easy to overlook.
That is why water utilities plan specifically for power disruptions.
Backup power can become critical infrastructure.
But backup systems are systems too.
Maintenance. People.
The EPA maintains emergency response guidance for water and wastewater utilities.
Because disruption is not treated as an imaginary problem.
Utilities prepare for storms, floods, fires, contamination events, and power outages.
Sometimes the threat begins outside the water system. A flood can interfere with access. A disaster can isolate equipment.
And repairs require people to reach the problem.
That means roads become part of the water system.
So do communications. Operators need information.
Emergency base, do you copy? We have a situation. We need immediate assistance here.
Where?
Response station.
The treatment facility. Okay.
We're on our way.
That makes the water network more than pipes.
It is an information system, too. Pressure.
Water quality.
Treatment conditions.
Flow.
All of these signals help operators understand the system.
But resilience is not the same as invulnerability. A resilient system is one designed to keep functioning under stress. Not one that can never fail. And then there is the building itself.
A city may still have water,
While a particular building has a problem. Some buildings rely on their own pumping equipment. Others use storage or pressure systems.
The final stretch can have its own dependencies.
That means two people in the same city can experience the same event differently.
One faucet works. Another does not.
Maintained.
Apipe.
A pump. Or a control problem.
The important lesson
is not to guess. Evacuate zones 9 and 10 immediately. Move to high ground.
During an actual emergency, official information matters.
Especially when water safety is uncertain.
The CDC recommends maintaining an emergency drinking water supply.
Its baseline recommendation is at least 1 gallon per person per day for 3 days.
That is a minimum planning point.
The CDC also suggests considering a longer supply when possible.
Because the problem is not only drinking.
Water supports cooking? Cleaning.
Hygiene. And animals.
The real requirement is broader than a number on a checklist.
We just don't respect the capture any adjust.
It is continuity. How long can ordinary life continue if one invisible service disappears? Then comes the question most people never consider.
What happens to sanitation?
Because water and wastewater are connected.
The system does not end when water leaves the faucet. It continues underground. Wastewater facilities also depend on infrastructure.
Power.
People.
And coordination. This is where the story becomes less obvious. Cities are not collections of independent systems. They are networks of networks.
Each dependency can create another dependency.
Power affects water. Communications affect coordination. Roads affect repairs. Supply chains affect treatment operations.
And maintenance depends on parts arriving when they are needed.
None of these dependencies is dramatic by itself.
That is exactly why they are easy to miss.
Modern infrastructure hides complexity behind simplicity.
One turn.
one continuous journey. A journey maintained every hour.
Even when nobody is thinking about it.
Checking. Stabilizing. Maintaining.
Preparing for the possibility that something goes wrong.
All right, these are ready.
Thank you, sweetie.
And households can do the same.
Not by building a bunker. Not by abandoning the city.
But by understanding dependencies. Okay, I got that. Store what you actually need.
Maintain it.
Know where reliable information comes from. Know where your household shutoff is. And understand whether your building has additional water dependencies.
I understand how these systems work. That knowledge is more valuable than a dramatic survival fantasy.
You're absolutely right, ma'am. We just need to check this panel. Because preparedness is not about expecting everything to fail.
It is about knowing what matters if something does.
And the science tells us something reassuring. Water systems are not passive.
The primary grid is stable now.
Good. Initiating secondary management.
Verified. All systems nominal.
Utilities plan for disruption.
They learn from failures.
And they constantly adapt.
But no system is completely independent. That is the real discovery. The water coming from your faucet is the visible end of a complex journey, of an invisible system. And the strength of that system depends on connections most people never see.
Is this enough water, Mom?
Yes, sweetheart. We're prepared.
A few days of safe water. A little knowledge.
And a better understanding of the systems keeping ordinary life ordinary.
Because the next mystery is not whether the city can survive a disruption. It is how many other invisible systems are quietly doing the same thing for you right now.